you talked about the pre-hospital blood program and how it evolved on the military side and your involvement with that, which was really key and pivotal. Similarly, you had a leadership role in the civilian side, which is exciting. And obviously, there were lots of other people involved with that. But I know you continue to be a strong advocate for that. So, just in brief, like where did the civilian pre-hospital blood program start?
It started largely in Texas. There were two EMS agencies in 2017, 2016 that started carrying, I believe it was packed red blood cells. And then in roughly 2017, two pioneers, Don Jenkins and Elizabeth Waltman. Don Jenkins is a trauma surgeon, retired Air Force. Elizabeth Waltman is from South Texas Blood and Tissue Center. They met in Norway and really just said, why can't we do this in the US? Why can't we do this on the civilian side? And through their innovative thinking, there's no reason we shouldn't be doing this in the US. So they started to put together a plan. And I just happened to fortuitously be at the right time and right place to take some of the experience I'd learned about blood in the military and make it into a civilian program.
So it starts in Texas, led by the people that you mentioned. Did it immediately have similar, the same benefits that you saw in the military, and did it come together quickly, or were there some challenges in kind of getting it started?
So it came together quite quickly, especially when you look at practice change. Since 2018, when we rolled it out to the first helicopter bases, it took us about 6 months. And then over the following 2 or 3 years, they were able to roll it out to about 21 agencies. So by any measure of practice change, that's considered a phenomenal success. And part of that's attributed to San Antonio is Military City, USA. It has the military level 1 trauma center and a civilian level 1 trauma center. There's plenty of military clinicians around here that saw the utility and value and were able to bring back those experiences and really push the envelope here, collecting some compelling evidence that this is working. Patients were arriving to the hospital with shock indexes that were going down, so up from 1.8 down to 1.1, 1.2. Started seeing a decrease in mortality. Ultimately, still evidence is being built, but patients were arriving less sick and needed less product to be resuscitated when they arrived at the hospital.
So that's fantastic. And I know, like you said, that people are still kind of evaluating this and collecting the data. And I think more data will be coming out, more and more each year, which is going to be exciting. But did it immediately take off from Texas and kind of spill out into agencies across the United States, or, which obviously hasn't happened. So why not, I guess, is the question I'm getting at.
So some of the limitations are with the logistics and then also with the supply of blood. Not only do the clinicians, the EMS need to buy in, but you need to have blood vendors and blood banks who are also buying into it. So that is starting to emerge. The regional blood centers across the country have really been stepping up in trying to help meet the need for pre-hospital blood.
So obviously the blood banks are critical. What are the other key components or tools that someone who wants to start an EMS or pre-hospital blood program, what do they need to be thinking about?
3 things they need to keep in mind. Keep the product cold, warm it up for infusion, and rapidly infuse it. I think if you hit those 3 principles, those are the tenets of the program for administering it. Now that the technology has come that we can keep blood between 1 degree C and 10 degrees C, that's a problem that is now taken off the board. We've got the solution to that. The other piece is being able to warm it up for infusion. Technology has come that we can now push that technology in the pre-hospital setting, and the ability to rapidly infuse it. Industry is stepping up and finding ways that we can meet all 3 needs.
That's great. And I guess just in summary then, Randi, for someone that wants to learn more about how to do this, what's a great resource or 2 for someone is there a single kind of website or paper that is provides great data or how-to instructions, or where would you point someone to?
So looking to some of the folks that have walked this path before, so STRAC is always a great resource. I'm always available, happy to share the lessons that we've learned. The data is coming. I'm collecting papers every day and continuing to try to be part of studies to show that we're heading in the right direction. This is the right thing for the patients. This is the right thing for the end users at the stretcher side and the bedside that need to deal with time and making sure that we take care of patients and get them home.
So, I mean, and I was going to ask you why you do this, why you're so passionate about this, but I think you just answered it, right? It's all about taking care of patients and getting patients home, to their loved ones and their families and their community. So I know that's why you do it. That's why you did it in the military, and that's why you do it on the civilian side. So we're grateful to you, Randi, and to all the providers out there that are working hard, with or without blood. But I think the blood thing, as you said, is incredibly exciting. And although the data is still early and nascent, the signals are exciting and positive. So been great having this discussion with you, Randi, and look forward to working with you more.
Thank you for having me.